Differences were cold as ice. Heat of first bomb shelling melted that ice. And now everywhere heat of exaggeration can be felt. Ice got melted and so did Cold War turn into field of action, bringing in misery, irony, and sad state of crisis, bringing in terrified, lonely, clueless childhoods, bringing in violence, distress, and devastation. And that becomes a reason to appeal. Stop the war. Stop the war. It is leaving scars. It will bring only disaster. When humanity is in crisis, what security will humanitarian corridors provide? Around the world, libraries are holding histories in words. And those bookshelves might feel tremors when history of war, genocide, homicide, and destruction is reperformed in streets, cities, countries, continents from time to time. Causes, impacts, and concerns of destruction oriented scenarios are tough to address. And these questions, why it happened, take us back to memory lane, where games we played, toys we created when we were kids brought in joy, moments of celebrations. Games we played often as kids are stimulated by curiosity. In the process, rules are introduced, choices are imposed, and then what we learn is conditioning. And then what we learn is conditioning, a mandatory element for taming imagination, directing reasoning, and questioning question. It hurts when the news in words get published in numbers. Tens, hundreds, thousands. And in short spans of time, such informations strike from various places on globe. Is it possible to stay numb for long tenures? The numbers are addressing people killed or wounded in war, in action, or while looking for safe shelter for families and themselves, while, while looking for refuge. It's horrible for who are getting churned into the war. Because what once they called home is their trap today. What once was liberation, happy and glorified, is under temper of missile and rage. When civilians pick up arms to fight, to protect their present and future, they choose between freedom and slavery. Glory to the heroes. It brings a juggling, conflicting situation about setting up boundaries for expression. These four elements are subjects dominating power and imposition. They are demarcating borders and limitation. These are objects, fancy and grandeur, capable of bringing loss and disaster. These impressions a kid observes. Fight is a game to prove strength, and adults play it as war. They learn to safeguard from outside attack, safeguard from something which attached inside too. Today, the silence revolves around resources. Oil is one major concern, and effect is felt by each one of the consumer no matter what land he or she belongs to. These resources guide for further action from global politicians. It's while people are dealing with panic in darkness, out of food and water. It looks like somebody played with matchsticks while creating structures for castles and suddenly arrived in flames. Rocket strikings are flattening airports, schools, hospitals, and cities. And global politicians position themselves watching and waiting, helping with more artilleries, supplies, and infrastructures for refugees. Observing how civilians are getting out at risk when they were supposed to be protected by laws of war. Yes, even wars have laws to protect innocent and not victimize civilians, time codes and dress codes. Yes, even wars have laws, and world should abstain from wars is signed in the treaties, kept in shelves. What burned down was resources, trust, faith, empathy, friendship, ethics, memory, pride, home, families. But question is also relevant. Are we going backward into dark somewhere? Stop the war. That's the only concern.